Donkey today for Tuesday, January 22nd goes to Vice President Mike Pence. Now, Mike Pence was on CBS News trying to convince America that his boss, our celebrity-in-chief, Donald Trump, deserves funding for this wall that he wants to build. Now, hey, if America needs border security, cool. I'm not against it. But let's be clear. The only reason Donald Trump wants this wall is because it will be the only promise he's kept to his supporters, his base, since being in the White House, okay? It's a symbol at the end of the day. And the whole government is shut down because of it. It's amazing how Trump can be so concerned about securing America's borders but not realize that because of the government shutdown, security at America's airports is weak. Isn't that making us more vulnerable to terrorist attacks? Anyway, Mike Pence was on CBS News, and he likened Donald Trump to the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. and even used the Martin Luther King Jr. quote to push for this damn border wall. Let's hear it.
So what the president directed us to do is to reach out with rank and file Democrats in the House and in the Senate. And what the president presented yesterday really is an effort to bring together ideas from both political parties. I think it is an act of statesmanship on the president's part. And honestly, you know, the hearts and minds of the American people today are thinking a lot about it being the weekend where we remember the life and work of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. One of my favorite quotes from Dr. King was, "Now is the time to make real the promises of democracy." You think of how he changed America. He inspired us to change through the legislative process to become a more perfect union. That's exactly what President Trump is calling on the Congress to do. Come to the table in a spirit of good faith.
All right. Listen, the Washington Post has a great article I read yesterday written by Dana Milbank titled "The Uncanny Similarities Between President Donald Trump and Martin Luther King Jr." Sarcasm, ladies and gentlemen, but I'll read a few. She said J. Edgar Hoover's FBI investigated King. James B. Comey's FBI is investigating Trump. The National Security Agency eavesdropped on Martin Luther King Jr. Trump said he had his phones tapped by President Barack Obama. Martin Luther King Jr. wrote the famous letter from Birmingham jail. Many of Trump's former advisors are facing jail time. Martin Luther King Jr. was stabbed, stoned, firebombed, and shot, but Donald Trump believes no politician in history, and he says this with great surety, has been treated worse or more unfairly. Martin Luther King Jr. imagined little black boys and girls would be holding hands with little white boys and girls. Donald Trump declared, "Look at my African American over here." All right. Dana pointed out several more things in this Washington Post article. You should go read it. I just wanted to reference a few. Now, I understand it was MLK Jr. Day, so Mike Pence wanted to be on brand with the day. Okay, but no. All right. Martin Luther King Jr. was defined by civil disobedience. Trump thinks it's embarrassing for the country to allow protesters. All right. King believed passionately in nonviolence. Trump promised to pay the legal fees of people who knocked the crap out of protesters at his events. I am almost certain, okay, that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. would not approve of Trump's border wall because I don't see him wanting to put up a wall keeping out poor dark-skinned people. But that's just me, okay? As Martin Luther King Jr.'s son, Martin Luther King III, said,
"Now, Martin Luther King Jr. was a bridge builder, not a wall builder."
It's simple, all right? One was a leader that built bridges. Another is a leader that wants to build a wall. Nah, Mike Pence. Give Vice President Mike Pence the biggest hee-haw, please.